Good evening, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Those who follow here on YouTube, those who follow my Facebook group, Spiritual Encrypted Encounters, and those who follow ApeCS 895 short reels on TikTok. How's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody's doing great. As for me, I just come off a 2 hour show on YouTube, and I'm going live here on uh, Spiritual Encrypted Encounters through StreamYard. We're talking about near death experiences today, all aspects of near death experiences. I am fixing to send a couple of invites in here. How you doing, Ibrahim? I hope you're doing great tonight. How you doing tonight? How you doing, Smurfy? Hope everybody's doing great. As for me, I am just waiting for cousin Jesse to come on so I can add him. I'm going to share this live feed to the groups that I'm affiliated with real quick. There he is. How you doing, cousin Jesse?
What you doing, cousin?
All righty.
Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Murphy, ¿qué pasó, loco? Hi, no BS for me, please. Who else is in here? Hi, Eve. Welcome. What's going on, cousin?
Nothing much, just here, cousin. You know, just got off that 2 hour.
Yeah, I know I was
Well,
in. Hi, what's with there?
we had quite a bit of views or people in the lobby.
I know, man. You had the last time I checked, you had like 45 people in and 45 likes.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I just decided to do one for the afternoons. You know, for a Tuesday, that wasn't too bad.
No, no, not bad at all.
Eve Reyes, We got a.
Yes, Murphy, I really like that once too, man, but I really right. It's no BS for me.
How's everybody doing this evening? I hope everybody's doing great.
So, people, welcome to Open Mic Night. Yes, I think it's Open Mic Night.
Yeah, it's just my sister B talking about near death experiences, so I placed it up there. Yeah, it's open my whoever wants to talk. I'm winding off this 2 hour show.
Yeah, it was a good show, man. Real good show.
I was just talking away, man.
Well, you put it out there in time, man, because Walks with Bear was going to go hunt somebody down.
Whoa, wow. Yeah, like I was saying, I wasn't feeling well yesterday, so I had to take a night off. But I'm doing better tonight. So how's everybody doing this evening? Is it tonight the night that somebody's going to get brave and speak tonight?
Man,
Zubra?
you know, experience isn't going to do that. You know, exuberance ain't going to do that, man.
Tonight's the
But
night.
I am wearing my spiritual encrypted encounter merch. Anybody
There
wants
you
some
go.
more?
I'm wearing
Contact
this.
me.
It was like a wolf,
Yeah, I
but
saw
it's
that, man.
well, you know how it is. It's got a symbol and everything.
I saw that, man, in the live. I told you, kick that shirt, cousin.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm gonna wear the Lycanthrope shirt. I'm gonna call it Werewolf Wednesday.
Yeah, Lycanthrope one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got a couple of different ones from those. Lycanthrope. So how's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing well. I know there's probably other shows going on right now uh, on YouTube. Who's on? I do not know. Yeah, but I wasn't feeling too well yesterday, but today I'm doing a little bit better.
yeah.
I did a semi workout. I didn't work out on Monday. I did a half workout, not even a half workout today, because I'm still feeling a certain way, uh, but I still managed to do some kind of workout.
No, I did a little workout today too, man. I welcome beyond the box. I did a little light yard work in the front yard, man. I had to cut some
Mhm.
grass that hadn't been cut.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
So we got beyond the box.
Walk with
How you
Bear
doing?
says the t-shirts are awesome. They're really cool. Hello, beyond the box. Welcome in. Tonight is open
What's
mic
up?
night. We're gonna talk about near-death experiences.
That's a topic my sister wanted to talk about. I just placed it up there, but you could actually talk about any topic that you like. But
What
there's
time?
many factors when it comes down to near death experience. It means that you witness something spiritually when you were going through a near death experience.
Hi, Lawrence.
Uh, Normally, spirits come to mind of loved ones, shadow figures, out of body experience where you're somewhere else,
Hi,
but then you
Runner.
get blessed to come back to your body. That's what they're called near death experiences.
Welcome over, Bill. Hi, Prima. How you doing? Welcome in, Miss Cias.
How you doing, Sister B? I know my sister had a couple of near-death experience.
Hi, Cynthia. How you doing?
Yes, a lot of people don't know that we go live through Restream, and the Restream has its own chat besides the chat that's going on YouTube. That's crazy, right? That you have a chat here and then a
And
chat
it's,
on YouTube. But I think the chat on YouTube shows up here. I don't know how all that works. So, have you ever had any near-death experience, cousin?
well, I was
Like
told that.
where you're uh, in a hospital or something where they say that that even the procedure that you might not make it or something like that. Ever been in a situation like that?
Well, I was a very young man. I'm gonna say kid. We were staying over there at Theo Joe Rodriguez's house, and I was told that I was jumping through the window that they took the air conditioner out of. And the third time I jumped through that window, it slammed shut on my neck, and I died. Man, they had to bring me back.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
So they had to give you
so
mouth to mouth.
they had to do something. I don't know. I was gone. They brought me back. But yeah, that window slammed shut right on my neck, and right as I was jumping through.
It's just a B. Do you want to try to come on a chat? I'll send you a link.
Come on in, prima.
I'll place the link here. Maybe it'll work this time since you're not in
Yeah,
Killeen anymore.
yes, Murphy. Wait, she don't.
Yeah,
She's not in Celine anymore.
she moved. She's in Arizona is it Arizona
Oh,
with
she's over there near
my nephew.
Cynthia. Cynthia's in Arizona as well.
There's the link right here. If anybody would like to join for the chat, share a near death. I got a couple of near death experiences, but I want the people see if they want to share one first. That's why it's open mic night. If anybody has experienced something like that and would like to share what their experience, we're all ears here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters tonight.
Oh, years. Yeah, that's the only experience I had, primo, is when
Yeah,
I
I
was
mean,
jumping through that window.
you don't have to show your face. You can put the link just to speak
The
on
the
speaker.
the, the monk.
Y'all
Man,
see
look
the
at
link?
you.
The
I
link
see
is
the
up on
link.
top on the where the little star is pinned. That's where the link is.
Yeah, prima, you're close to Navia's angel. Smurfy doesn't want mouth to mouth. Let him die. Welcome under fire. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I've had a couple throughout my life.
Welcome, Jackie Hall.
We got Walking with Bear in the house.
Hi, Bounty Hunty Bear.
I can send her the link. Let me see. I'll find her real quick.
Excuse me. Man, this hat looks really good with this t-shirt. 'Cause-
There you go.
Hi, Prima Ivy Ramirez. How you doing?
Since I have read a lot of few ones that bother me of late, they say they met God and saw a lot of things from the Bible. However, they met Jesus, who we know on the way to the Father. I was trying out the background just for today.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, what the hell happened?
Does it look pretty cool, or you think we should
Yeah.
put the
I was like,
regular?
I thought, like, what happened to the to the video?
Yeah, I can go back to the put the regular picture because that's throwing me off some.
No, that's fine, Primo. Threw me on when you weren't in here and it looked like that. I was like, what happened to Abe? But we're both on here and we're good.
Yeah, but that's kind of like a psychedelic. It's moving around. But
Mm-hmm.
when people talk about the when they talk about the black goo that they see from activity, this left. See some of the comments here.
Well, congratulations, Lawrence, for saving 13 people from the OD on opiates. Congratulations, man. Bless you.
That's good, brother. Yeah, I'm thinking I am going to change it because it's kind of like hurting my eyes.
You put it there. It looks cool.
Yeah, I got one. I got one for Smurfy here, or for Runner. Who's the one that likes las bolas?
Uh, Runner says it's Smurfy.
See, I can find it.
When I woke up the next day, I was like,
Here you go. Hey, that's pretty good with a black outline in the back.
yep.
Uh, there we go. That's better. That stuff was just moving all around in the background.
Did you send Prima the invite?
Oh, there she is.
Can y'all see me?
Hey, hi, Prima.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, hi guys.
What's up, sis?
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
How
Can
you
y'all hear
doing?
me?
I can
Good,
hear you
Yes.
loud
good,
and clear.
good. I'm doing good.
So how's
But
life over there? Different?
yeah, it's different. But yeah, I did have a near-death experience
Already?
when I had, huh?
Oh,
No,
I'm sorry.
when I had Gaio, my last son. Um, I had I had him, and I had a tubal ligation. I tied my tubes so I won't have no more kids. And to make a long story short, they used the wrong stitches inside
Uh-oh.
that didn't dissolve, and I got really sick. and I thought I had a hernia, and it was never a hernia; it was a abscess. And I got really, really sick, and they took me to the hospital, and the doctor had asked me a question, and I just threw up. It was all infection. And when I woke up, I was in the hospital. But all that time, when I was out, I could see it was really, really dark, and I could see a face of a skeleton. I could see the eyes and the mouth and the nose, but it was a hole, but it was just black. I was like that for a long time, and that's all I could see. It was just darkness and a skull, and it had like a smile. And one night I was like coming in and out, and I saw a nurse on the doorway, and I was so all out of it. And she started walking towards me. She was wearing a white dress, and she had a hat with the cross, red cross on it. And she was just smiling at me.
Oh, we lost her. She was doing good too.
I know.
There she is again.
Yeah. And she got closer to me, and she just smiled and looked at me, and she touched me on my shoulder, and she says, "You're gonna be all right." And she
We
just,
had lost you for a little bit, sis.
yeah, yeah. And she says, "You're gonna be all right." And then after that, uh, you know, I started seeing rays of light, like like if it was fighting with the darkness, and it was going back and forth, back and forth. And the light took over the darkness, and in the middle, I saw mom. Um, she looked beautiful. She had wings. She was an angel, and all around her there was a lot of angels. It looked so beautiful, and I got better. But I had been in the hospital for.
Uh-oh.
She'll come back on. I don't know what's going on. It could be something that she's got. She got set up or something, right? Yes, here. There you go.
It keeps on booting me off. But yeah, and I had asked the nurses about that lady, and they said we don't wear uniforms like that. I guess she was my guardian angel, you know?
Awesome.
Yeah. But it was just so weird because when I went home, I was telling my Abe about it. And he says, "Come here, sis." He took me to his room, and he had an angel in the middle. And
Oh, yeah, he keeps on breaking up. There she is.
do you remember that, Abram?
The what?
Do you remember that you said, "Come here, sis," and you showed me that you would pray? You had the angel in the middle and the angels all around her.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it came to me as my mom. And then it looked so beautiful. It looked so beautiful. And all the angels around her. And I got better.
Yeah, I went into prayer.
Yeah. Because I was really, really.
Cynthia says maybe she should use Restream.
There's somebody else here. I don't know who this looping guy is. You know who this is?
Who? What's his name?
Oh, this is it. It said it's whooped in.
Oh,
What's up, whooped
What's
hello.
in?
up, guys?
What's going on, man?
Hello. Hello.
So how you doing? How you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, man. What's up, dude? Yeah, it's Lupin Wolf. Wolf Den.
How you doing, Whoop Den?
You forgot about me already, Abe. I'm so sad. I don't
What's
know
up,
how
guys?
I'm gonna. I don't know how I'm gonna sleep tonight.
When I open, when I close.
Yeah, probably as soon as I close the app and I close my eyes, like a baby, probably. Um. Yeah, man. What's your topic tonight? Near death NDAs or NDEs?
Yeah, experiences.
Yeah, I have one of them, but it's a kind of long one, man. Probably can't get into it tonight. Um, yeah, that's getting into a crazy time with the internet age and everything like that. And NDEs used to be kind of thrown out as plausible experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like people didn't take them as serious, but now with the internet and everybody can share a lot of stories. A lot of people have similar experiences, and um, some people see a lot of the same things, all of that other stuff. And I had one myself. I had one myself. Where I was dead for. I was probably for about 5 minutes, dead. So and yeah, I saw some things, and they weren't. It wasn't pleasant. Let me just put it that way. Um, my brother's shirt on the right above me is very similar to what I saw actually with them
What
eyes.
what'd you see, man? The Grim Ripper?
Nah, it was similar to those eyes on
Cousin Jesse's shirt?
Jesse's shirt. Yeah, except it was much more darker. It was darker than dark, man. It was like black, but like a complete empty void of black, and it was like cold. It was cold, um, but like an empty kind of cold too. Like it was cold to a point where it just felt like an emptiness, like a void, and a little bit. Those things, some eyes appeared, and the whites of the eyes were red, the pupils were red, and the irises were all different shades of red, and you could barely see some little detail on there. And telepathically, essentially,
Uh
Oh,
oh, you got kicked out.
I don't know what's going on, man.
hello,
Sorry about that.
We don't know what's
yeah,
going on, man. They keep on booting out people.
Be with my cousin
uh,
on too.
maybe internet connection. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
man, dude, I just saw that. I just saw that, and telepathically, it was kind of just like keep messing around and find out, kind of thing. And that was kind of all right. Well, after I saw that, I quit doing what caused me to do that, which I'm not going to say what it was because it's real easy to get a hold of. So I'm not gonna say what I did to even get to that stage. But yeah, no, it was a really, really low point in my life. Uh, luckily, I'm back and really that really I have a whole video on it. But yeah, it was an intense period in my life. I don't even really want to relive it, but I think a reason why I even had that vision, well, because I've done all types of drugs, before, and I've blacked out, browned out, whited out, grayed out, every kind of blackout that you can get. But this one was a lot different. So because you don't really have any visions whenever you black out or you brown out or anything like that. You just kind of you just literally black out, and then you wake up and it's like, damn, what happened last night? But
I
yeah, no,
mean,
this was different.
know exactly what you're talking about, man. I used to black out like that, and when I would come to, I would be walking in a different part of Fort Worth, not even knowing how I got there.
Oh yeah, you guys must be very close to me. You guys are very close.
Yep, yep, I was always following gremlins when I would do that. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, man. It's wild. It's late for me to get into it. Maybe one day I'll share some more about it. Um, with you guys. I always catch you guys late. I just saw that you actually had a link up now, so I could just join real quick and hop in and just say hello. And I just want to say, may God bless you all. And Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit guide you guys through all this stuff. Because like you said, some of this stuff can be a little bit of dangerous territories. So just stay in the faith and keep Jesus Christ at the forefront of your journeys, and may He bless you all, okay, and protect
All
you
right,
God
all.
brother.
bless you.
Thank you. God bless you, brother.
All right, y'all take care. Good night.
Man.
Peace.
Peace out.
Yeah, we've been having problems, but you're not getting booted out. That's what's weird about it. Your connection is fine. Maybe he's dealing with your stream.
Could be. I mean, you know that it won't let me in before the show like it used to, where we used to talk about the show before we started. And I told you it wasn't letting me in. It only lets me in after the show starts.
We got Rebel in the house here. I
Oh,
don't know.
mascot. Hey, man,
If Dean's still here.
you owe him 2 days worth of treat.
There he went. There he is again.
It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
We got it. It's right here.
Rebel! What's up, buddy? Look at how polite he is.
That's it. All right. Yeah, he photobombed my picture earlier when I was working out.
Yeah,
I was taking a picture and he came out in the background. He said he's been having issues with their stream lately too, so it may be on their side.
that's what I think
And
too.
yeah, my sister, she's had a couple of experiences like that. That especially that one that she's talking about. She went through a lot, man, for almost 7, 8 months. With a big old opening in her stomach.
Wow.
They had to clean the infection, and I mean, she went through a lot. I mean, just imagine how strong she is mentally, just to know that somebody has to stick their hands in the wound to clean the wound. She was like that for months. So, she's very strong spiritually and mentally, man, to be able to, she went through a lot of stuff, man. But she's still here. And for talking about the void,
I've been in
that's
that
what I had
room.
the picture of the black thing moving, to remind you of the void, like things when there's things that are around. My dear thing, really, I already shared my dear thing experience with y'all. One, what happened when I was a I was like, I think in 10 years old. We had won the Willacy County Little League Championship, and we had a party out there going towards Port Mansfield at the Wrights Ranch. They had a swimming pool, so we went out there. We're swimming, for the party, celebrating the win. We were having a cookout also. Uh, I remember going in the water, and they whistled a whistle or rang a bell like a cowbell, and they said that the food was ready. Whoever was hungry to come out, to eat it. So all the kids went out of the pool. They were eating, and I stayed in the water. I was in the water, just trading, swimming in the deep, and I got cramps on my leg. So I got cramps on my leg. I couldn't move my legs no more because they were cramping up. So I was just treading water with my upper body, but it's like I started to sink, and I couldn't swim. Didn't have no power on my legs, so I went all the way down to the bottom of the pool. So as I'm down in the bottom of the pool, I'm looking at the wall, got my eyes open. I'm thinking that somebody's gonna jump in because they see me sink or whatever. But nope, nobody's jumping in. Uh, I'm under the water. I'm looking up like this. Like I said, I have no strength in my legs. So, I'm trying to swim up and I can't, just using my upper body. And as I'm looking at the wall, I'm just staring at the wall. I didn't have a watch or anything like that to know how long I was underwater. All I know is that as I'm looking at the swimming pool wall, I lose consciousness where I'm somewhere else. How see there I think it was Watkins Bear talks about the void. It was all I know, there was darkness around me. I could see something moving in the darkness to the left and the right, but in the distance, in the center, there was a light, and I was going towards the light, but I'm getting pulled from left to right, like by some dark shadow entities or whatever, and they're pulling me back and forth. So I let go, like free myself away from them. I start praying the Our Father in this location I'm at. I'm praying the Our Father. As I'm walking towards the light, I stopped and I said, God, give me a second chance to be more than my brothers and sisters. And I love my brothers and sisters, and that's what I started using was love. And as I'm there in this location where I'm near the light, but it's in the distance, and nothing pitch darkness. Uh, I feel pressure, like it's my body, my spirit. I feel pressure where something pushed my body from underneath, like a force of like a push of energy, and I went up, I guess. And if I was floating like this, my fingers was able to feel the, what should I say, the tip of the air hit my fingers. That's when I went like this. And there was this guy that had jumped in the pool and he was swimming on his back, floating in the water. And that's who I grabbed from the neck. And he pulled me out of the swimming pool. If it wouldn't be for him, I wouldn't be here right now. But, I'll say it like this: it wouldn't be for Jesus Christ or the Heavenly Father interfering, uh, placing them there, then I wouldn't be here. So it would, they heard my prayer, and I guess they used him as a vessel to come and save me. Uh, I remember that they pulled me out of the pool, and I was all out of it. They didn't know I was underwater. They didn't even know how long I was underwater. All I know is a higher power intervened, and I got saved. I just can say, thank Jesus, and all honor and power, glory to God. But yeah, it was a scary situation where you could see just you could see the you couldn't see them, but you could see their silhouettes. So there's a lot of them, and you're being pulled left and right, left and right. Uh, as I was trying to get to the white light, which was at that time like a door with light coming out of it. And I was trying to get to that. When I think that the light that I seen was actually my consciousness of me being awake. And the darkness, well, that was trying to take me somewhere else, I believe. That's what they're called near-death experiences. What do you think about that, Primo?
Yeah,
Those ten-
you seen some stuff, man. The only time I was in the void, I wasn't near dead, man. I was just having a dream, uh, fighting with Satan, and he destroyed hell, left me in a black void, just there by myself, no light, just me there in the dark. I woke up saying, "What the hell?" Hell of a dream. But yeah, man, you pretty sure you've seen more than I have, man. I've had it kind of tame, man. I have blacked out and woken up places that I didn't know how I got there. I did go blind one time because what I was doing, I saw something that wasn't there, and I followed it. And when I followed it through an alley, all of a sudden I couldn't see nothing in front of my face. I was going like this and couldn't even see my hands. You have a good night under fire.
Okay.
Freaking spirit.
Yeah, but it's one of the things that you have to follow your spirit. That's what I'm trying to say. When you're in a situation like that, fight your spirit. I mean, follow your spirit because it's guiding you, telling you exactly what to do. Good night, under fire.
Did Beatrice leave?
Uh, yeah, we lost connection with her. I don't know what happened. Boom. Yeah, she had left Primo, or lost connection. One of the two. Yeah, that was I was only 10. It's when you go through something like that. That's another thing that can change your life forever. Your spiritual openings was almost dying, where you're stuck in between our reality, to the spiritual reality. Yeah, for some reason, this is either this dark shadow figures that show up when it comes up to near death experiences. I've seen some of the things that I've witnessed, which be these house sounds. I have a story for you. I don't know if I shared it with you. Is dealing with one of my nephews. He had been at our house and he was playing on the stairs, sliding down the stairs, and guess he had hit his stomach somewhere. So he went up in the emergency room. So they're trying to figure out, like, a week passed by after the birthday party, and they said that when they want to go check him out, that he had a what do you call it, appendicitis, where it ruptures. So that's the appendix that holds the poison, right, cousin?
Yeah.
So if I'm correct, that's what it was. So they said that they had to do an immediate procedure on him, because they didn't want it to spread. Let's see the comments here. Well, that day, they were going to do the procedure the following day in the morning. So I'm in my BDUs, because I'm in the army. I asked permission to see if I can stay with them. So I went over there and I would do my thing, play some heavenly crosses on the doorway, and they were all throughout the room and on my nephew. So I'm sitting there. It's late in the night, like around 2:33 in the morning, and as I'm sitting with my nephew, I see this woman in white and a certain hospital cap on. She tries to come into the room and she can't. Like I said, I put protection. So she looks at me and she's got like some weird red lipstick on her face. She looks at me and gives me a smile, turns around you know, and just walks away. And by the time I get up from my seat and go step into the hallway, she's already way around the corner of the hallway, and I'm like, man, how did she get there so fast? So I left it at that. Under Okay, yeah. So Bo, what's weird about this, brothers and sisters, is that I had placed a heavenly spiritual cross right on the doorway entranceway, so it couldn't come in because I had protected the room. It tried to come in, but it couldn't. I never found out who this lady was or anything like that. I think the meshes. I don't know if people are reading the comments or not. Let me see.
Man is stuck on Smurf is saying, I'm not afraid, my God is great, then pinche demons can go hide under a rock. I just tried to make it scroll and it's not scrolling. There it goes. Smurf said Betty was pissed.
Oh yeah. What happened after that, brothers and sisters? There was that night. There was this little girl that hit her head. So I heard the doctor said that they were going to keep her there overnight, just to make sure everything was okay. Well, in the morning that that doctor left, I remember seeing them. They come with a one of those rolling things where they lay the patient,
The Bernie.
but he had a blanket over her. The little girl that hit her head, she passed away that night. You know, I feel bad that I couldn't protect her. You know, but yeah, she passed away. Read some of the comments here.
Welcome, X. How you doing, man?
Yeah, and my nephew, he survived. They did the surgery. He was successful, and he's still alive. You know, he was having problems with it a couple of months back, but he's uh, yeah, it's just weird the way the clothing that she had was like an old fashioned clothing. The way, I mean, I'm talking about this nurses had like a what do you call those caps that look like they're in a pageant or something, but they're like square.
Hmm. Hello, Hooking Good
All I
Creation
know,
by
she looked like she wasn't from this time. I mean, from that time, from our time frame.
She was like from the 50s and 40s, something like that.
Uh, I think she has the ability to manifest it. They could manifest, but I think that was death that came to collect the soul. Oh, what time we got, cousin?
We have been in here 52 minutes, man. It is 11:59 right now, Central Time. Arizona, it's 10:59.
Yeah, and I was kind of like glad that I had prayed to protect. This was spend the night to protect them because I already knew that it was going to be a battle. She had garments like from the 70s or possibly 60s that
The white
nurses,
uniform with
the white,
the red hat with the red
yeah,
cross on her head.
yeah, but it was like it's a weird uniform she had on. Let me see. I'll look it up and I'll show you a picture of it.
Yeah, we kind of figured it was dead, Exuberance.
But it was in the form of a nurse, of a woman.
Yes, Smurfy. Jesus did do that. I would ask if anybody want to jump into the live, but we're having trouble keeping people in here. So you're safe, X. Maybe next time. Questions, comments, anybody? Uh, pulling your chain, X. I'm pulling your chain, man. Become kind of my thing, man.
Yeah, it's not really showing me the pictures that I want to.
Don't worry, X. I'm not even gonna call you X anymore. Just gonna call you Lalo Lies. Just kidding, man. Thank you, Hooking Good Creations by Tennessee. Thank you. I don't know. Do you know anybody that brought back any spiritual gifts from a near-death experience, Primo? Smurfy wants to know.
It's one that I kind of like this, Primo. Let me show the audience.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the kind of hat I was asking. I was telling you about.
But it was like this, but the cross was in a different location. It was like further up. It was taller. We got, somebody says, "Gotta remind death that Jesus already conquered him." As I said, but
Yes, walks with bear. We got a
yes,
troll. We got a troll. Chris Domino is a troll. He says Bigfoot is so gay.
we got a troll already.
Chris Domino.
All right, block user or put him on timeout. Which one?
Yeah, just get him out of here, man. Please show him to the door. Give him a, a, a case of Similac to his breast still smells like baby milk. Yeah, that one right there.
And he's blocked on YouTube.
Yeah, yes, Murphy. Bigfoot took his shame cave.
There he is. He gone. I sent him on his merry way. You can share
Well,
something, Primo, if you like.
yeah, I'm trying to find out if anybody has any questions. But yeah, Wasp with Bear, Bigfoot took his shame cave. There was this one time, man, that when we lived in Mexico, we were playing Mexican wrestler, and I was at the top of this it was a two-story cement structure where at the bottom there was a spigot for water. That's where we got our water. And I did a head dive to hit somebody. And that sucker moved out of the way, man. I busted my forehead and blacked out when I woke up. I had stitches on my forehead. Yeah, it wasn't a near dear experience, but nah. Uh, I was out for like, they told me I was out for like 2 hours. Blacked out from the hit. Smurfy.
How's the weather up there, cousin? Fresh?
Está fresco, man. Let me see the
Getting cold
actual.
outside.
Oh, my allergies are starting to act up. It's 62 right now, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 59 at 7 o'clock. I'll be right back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, bro, everybody's doing good tonight. I have something I can talk about, Abe. Okay, I'll send you. Let me see if you're on. I'll put a link here so you can click on it. See we. Let me do a refresh the link. Okay, I got a French link. I'll send it to you. Let me see if I can find you. Yeah, I shared it. And here's the link right here. I'll put it back on top. I send a link to sister. To, there she is right there. There we go.
I am here.
Hello, good evening. How you
I'm,
doing?
I'm in my pajamas and my robe and, no makeup, but that's okay. So, you were talking about near death experiences, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, let me tell you a little story that has a little bit of witchcraft and a lot of miracle in it.
Ooh, there we go. Now we're talking.
Yes. So, I had a woman that was doing the podcast with me at one particular point in time, and she freaked out. We got rid of her. We found out that she was playing with witches and with witchcraft.
Mm.
Well, she tried to separate my partner and I now, Susie and I now, and she couldn't do it. We were too good of friends. So she hated me. So the day that all this stuff happened, I started getting sick, real bad pains in my stomach. So I made an appointment with my doctor for a Saturday to go have an ultrasound done, a sonogram done to look in my stomach. And this started on a Monday. Come Friday, when I was supposed to be here to start a show, I was down. I had to be rushed to the emergency room. They had no idea what was wrong with me. My pancreas, my gallbladder, my liver, my kidneys, my stomach, and my bladder were 3 times bigger than what they were supposed to be.
Oh, wow.
So I had 6 doctors standing in the hospital room, scratching their heads, looking at each other. They had no answer, could not tell me anything. I couldn't eat for 14 days. Nothing but ice and water. That was all I wanted.
Wow.
So the doctors came in and told me, we don't know what to do with you. We're going to comfort care you. We don't know what's going on with you. I can't, but the level that you're at right now is extremely dangerous. And I said, well, okay. So I'm preparing myself now, mind you. So About 2 o'clock in the morning, I think it was, this small, short, heavy-set black lady comes into my room. Big cheeks, big smile, and had a thing on her head. And she walks into my room. Now, Abe, I'm a medium. I see spirits all the time. I had them in my room the whole time I was in there. I had a little girl kept touching my cheek. So when this woman walked in, they were still there. They didn't take off like they did when the nurses and everybody came in. And she was looking at them. I should have known something then, but it didn't dawn on me. I could not take my eyes off this woman. She sat at the end of the bed. She put both of her hands on my head, and all I felt was warmth. And she says, "Child, you're in turmoil." And I said, "Tell me, I'm in the hospital." She said, "That's not what I mean." She said, "The person that did this to you, she tried to kill you."
Oh, wow.
She said, "But I'm going to tell you, she cannot hurt you. You need to get all of your abilities back up. You need to get them strengthened." She said, "Because you're going to need them." She said, "I walked in here and all I could see over you was a sheet of gold. And you have the backbone of the gods. And I'm a descendant of Odin." Susie and I both are. So
Did you send the what?
a descendant of Odin.
Odin.
Yeah. So I told her, I said, "Well, what do I do?" So she put her hand on my stomach and she said, "You don't have to do anything." And Abe, I never asked this woman what her name was. I felt I didn't need to. And she says, "You don't have to do anything. But your friend, Susie," and I said nothing to nobody about none of these people. She said, "Your friend Susie needs to find something that belongs to that woman. She needs to take it outside to a fire pit, clip a piece of her hair off, and bind it, and throw it in that fire. And she needs to say a prayer and a hedge of protection to get anything that woman has brought on that property off of it." So I said, "Okay." And I said, "Where are you from?" And she looked at me and smiled. She said, "Well, New Orleans, of course." I said, "Okay." So she said, "You need your pain pills, so I got to get the other nurse to come in here." And she walked out the door. No sooner did that door shut, the nurse came in. She goes, "I've got your medication for you." And I said, "Who was that lady that was just here?" And she goes, "What lady?" I said, "The one that just walked out the door right when you walked in." She said, "There was nobody that walked out this door. I've been sitting in front of it for the last 10 minutes doing the charts for your medicine." I
Oh,
said,
wow.
"Oh." So I let it go. I talked to Susie. But the next morning, the funny thing of it was the next morning, the doctor had come in and they had taken blood from me at 4 o'clock in the morning. The doctor comes in, he goes, "I don't know what is going on with you, but whatever it is, you have a guardian angel." And I said, "Why is that?" He said, "Because all of your blood stats and everything is going back to normal." He said, "So if you want to go home today, you can." I said, "Oh, yeah, let me out of here. I need to get out of this hospital." But I had a dream 2 days after I came home, and that woman came to me again. And I asked her this time what her name was. And she said her name was Anna Mae. I said, "Okay." So my partner, about a week, and this happened a couple months ago. So my partner, a few days ago, she says to me, "I had a dream, Brenda, and this woman came to me and told me I need to protect my kidneys." Now, this is a 65-year-old woman that breaks horses, trains horses, rides horses, lives on a 178-acre ranch with cattle, horses, and 20 dogs. Okay, she climbs ladders, she builds houses. She's healthy as could be. I wish I could be as healthy as her. But she said this woman told her to protect her kidneys. So I said, "What'd she look like?" So she told me what she looked like. I said, "Oh God, that was anime." So what we think that anime is like a spirit of healing. That's the only thing we could come up with because she went to her and told her to protect herself too over a sickness. And I'm not sure what she did to me, but when she put her hand on my stomach, I felt all sorts of okay. That next morning when the doctors woke me up, I sat right up in the bed like I had been home, like
Wow.
nothing was wrong.
She could be a healer.
That's what we were thinking. And somebody had said, well, apparently somebody had prayed a lot for you and really hard. And when they did, they sent her to you. And I thought, well, which everybody who watches my channel, we were off for 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks. The weekend that I was back up, I came back on the live and I'm like sitting here like this, and everybody else had to run it, but nobody can open my lives but me. So I just kind of sat back and let everybody else go to town. But everybody had said that they were all praying so hard and praying so hard and praying so hard. And they kept messaging Susie and checking with her to see how I was doing because we honestly thought I was going to die. I felt egg for the first time in my life. I laid in my bed and I said, Father, if I am done assisting you, doing whatever it is you want me to do, go ahead and come and get me because I'm ready. I was in so much pain and so sick. I lost my leg and I was in there 7 days and up running around like a fool, still out going to work. So I had never felt so bad. And I thought because of all of the spirits that were in my room, I thought for sure I was going. I was leaving with them.
So basically, the other lady, she put like a spell on you, or witchcraft.
Yep. And then we found out that she moved in with the last witch that she had there. Susie was upset because that was like the fourth witch that she had taken to that property. And she told her to stop that. She does not want those people there on her property.
And this
And
is in clean
no, Susie's is in East Texas.
East Texas,
Yeah, out in the country. Susie's
by
kind of,
East
yeah,
Texas by okay.
yeah, Susie's gonna build me a handy capable home out there so that I can move out there with her and get out of clean because it's starting to get bad. And before I walk outside and shoot somebody, I think I better I think I better get out of here.
Yeah.
It's bad. So, but yeah, I thought, and it was an experience I have never been through. And I told everybody it kind of shocks me because if she was not human, I would have thought, I mean, I've been doing this since I was 5. I would have thought I would have known she wasn't human. But when she touched me, she was warm. And I think that's what threw me off. Because even the little girl that was in my room the whole time I was there, she kept coming over and smiling at me. And she would go to touch my face, and I could feel the cold. But when this woman touched me, it was so warm and inviting. I felt safe. I felt comfortable, not afraid of nothing. So, yeah, it was a weird experience. It wasn't weird. It was actually a joyful experience. And had that woman not have used witchcraft against me, um, I would have never got to experience that. So it was a really awesome experience.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
all my life, that's what I've dealt with: witchcraft, necromancy. Uh, in Spanish we call them brujas. Or there were dark witches. Like, there's different categorization of witches. You got black witches, and then you got the white witches. But the witches that I dealt with, they were very evil, where they would sacrifice babies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They were from Mexico, very evil witches that are dealt with. But I don't know what you're talking about when it comes down to that. The what I try to tell people here is that so long you maintain your heavenly love foundation and you don't accept any negativity that they're trying to wish upon you, they really can't do nothing to you because you're not accepting it. So they normally what happened to you if you didn't accept would have accepted it, uh, then it will go back to her, seven times fold. So what she try to deal upon you, when you pray against it and you
Yep.
tie bind and rebuke in Jesus Christ's name, it goes back to the sender.
Yes.
So what she wished upon you would have been on her. It's kind of like when they do those blood rituals and sacrifices or the summonings that they have to summon something to go after you. So if that thing cannot uh, go, how should I say, collect to what it was promised, and it goes back to the sender.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe she might be going through something right now if you're doing better.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a lot, but well, I have a little problem that came up, but it's okay. It's something I'm going to handle just like I do everything else head on. And you know, I'm sorry, my Father, Most High, and Jesus. That's my rock.
But you're right, cousin. If she got better, all that she sent to her went back to her or
Mhm.
to the witch. Somebody got it.
Yeah, that.
Well,
Oh,
it went barely to the person that did it, which probably the other witch.
Hmm.
But if they're all in cahoots and praying together, it'll go to all of them.
yes, and a lot of times with witches, they are weaker alone. That's why they gather in larger groups.
Hmm.
Now, what we found in that house when that woman, because the woman lived in one of the houses on Susie's property. What we found in that house, I knew it. I said, "We're cleaning. There's roaches running, and this was a clean house." And all of a sudden, Susie says, "Oh my God, there are dead rats in this cupboard." I said,
Pestilence.
They were everywhere. There was like 28 of them. They were everywhere. And I was like, why? Why? Well, we found out that apparently having those carcasses, that's what you want to call them, in the house enhances her spellbounding, whatever that is. But
Hmm.
yeah, we found out that's what they do. They have dead things around. So, which I don't think I'd have been able to be living with dead rats in my cupboards, especially my cupboards where I had food items. How do you do
Yeah.
this? You
Well,
know?
sometimes when a house gets infested that way, it's because this what the person might be allowing is things that in that nature. Pestilence is one of where there's pestilence and mildew. That's like an infestation. It's a spiritual infestation of your home. That the more you try to clean, the more rats, the more roaches show up. So
Well,
it's gonna get one of those situations where either you call the Orcan army or it's gonna overrun you.
what she did, she has a friend that works for a place like that. But what she did first thing she did was she went in and she prayed and she anointed the house. And then I sent her some smudging sticks to also smudge the house and told her how to do it. And then after she was done with that, she cleaned everything up. She had to scrub the wooden floor at least 50 times. It was awful. So she went through and she sprayed the walls with bleach, all of them, every single one of them. She let it dry and then she repainted the whole house. A complete different color, brightened it up, made it beautiful, changed the curtains, everything. And she's like, you walk in the house and it just feels lighter. And I said, that's good. So far everything has been fine out there, and it's been a few months, and Her son is getting ready to move out of his motorhome into the house. So hopefully we are done with that person. But absolutely, definitely stay away from witchcraft. I and you know what? I should have been able to protect myself more, but she was supposed to be a friend of mine, so I dropped every bit of walls I had. I gave her all my passwords to get in to start shows, gave her access to the platform, my emails, everything. Do you know that when she left, she locked me out of my platform,
No,
took the
wow.
money from it, and kept it 6 months worth? I had to go in and change my passwords on everything and start my platform all over again. Yeah,
That's
Wow.
messed up. That's messed
dirty.
up, man.
Yeah, she did dirty. Bad dirty.
And she's from here, from Texas?
Huh? What happened?
Is, is she from Texas?
Uh, no, well, she was living out here for about 6.5 years. That's how long she was with Susie. But she's originally from Illinois.
Illinois.
Yep. Yeah. So buyer beware.
That's crazy.
Tarot is nuts. Nuts.
It's messed up when they repay you evil for good.
Well, cousin Jesse went through a similar experience. We lost a loved one, which was his mother. Can you tell her about what you went through, cousin?
Yeah.
Well, when my mom was dying, I would hear a Indian chanting every day about the same time, 5 or 6 o'clock. There would be a knock on the door. The door would be the inside door would be open, and they would be knocking on the screen door, but nobody would be standing there. And then you could hear that Indian chanting and chanting, and I would go outside and I could hear him loud and clear, but I could never see him. So uh, one day while I was out watering my mom's garden, something made me look down into one of the flower pots that she had there. It was an old tire. I found a old Coca-Cola bottle, one of those little ones,
Yeah.
and it had like black hair in there, and it was wrapped with something in it. And I tried to be smart and not touch it, but when I took that whole flower pot out there, some of that dirt got on me. I took it to one of the irrigation ditches that run through the town. Threw it over my head into the water because that's what they taught me to do, not look where it lands or where it goes. And my mom died because of witchcraft. Then I found like two clay pots under the back of the house that had stuff hidden underneath them. So the doctors told her she had pancreatic cancer, but she died of witchcraft.
Yeah. Yeah. I had told Susie to go around the inside and the outside of the house, look in every nook and cranny. If you see anything that looks off or anything that shouldn't be there, everywhere. I said even look under the deck, everything. If you see anything that looks out of place, get rid of it. And that was the first thing I told her. And somebody else told her the same thing, and she said, "Oh my gosh." I said, "What?" She said, "I just went in the closet, and way back in the corner, hidden, was this bag that has different watches in it." I said, "Get rid of it. I don't care whether it means anything or not. Get it out of there. Get it
Oh,
out of the
wow.
house." So yeah, witchcraft is a really bad thing to play with.
Well, so
Well,
what is it that gets? I mean, I know it's about a choice, but normally for somebody to become like a witch or dealing with witchcraft, they had to pick it up from somewhere. I wonder where this in there was it a family thing where the following suit of the
No,
grandmother, great grandmother.
no, actually, this person fit right into a lot of my shows. Um, she used to be in a band in Los Angeles. She knew people in Hollywood. Uh, she was, they involved her in sex trafficking and a lot of these government projects. And so she was also MK Ultra. But the books that we found, the journals that she had wrapped up in a bag to be thrown away when she left the house, she didn't get a chance to throw them away, and Susie found them. And we found out that she was working for the CIA. She worked for DARPA, which is the dark part of military.
What is it
Um,
called?
huh?
What is it? What is it called?
DARPA?
So it's dealing with the military,
Yes.
a
Um,
branch.
CIA ops type things with the
Yeah.
military, but not the good part. Nothing good about that CIA at all, if there's any that is good. But so she fit right into that category, but we were helping her, trying to help her recover some of her memory, which we did, um, and trying to help her. But we ended up finding out that through these books that we found Susie's name and address in these books that were written down 2 years before she even met Susie.
Oh
And I
wow.
said, she hunted you down. She hunted you down. There was things she had written in there about me before I even knew her. So she was playing with fire to begin with, but that was a part of her life that nobody really knew, because when she would invite people out to Susie's that Susie didn't know, she was supposed to be vetting these people before they came out, because Susie moved from what is it up here past Austin, um, where Elon Musk lives,
New
Bastrop.
Braunfels,
Bastrop. She moved from Bastrop and
Bastrop.
went to East Texas because she had cartel neighbors, and they killed her best friend in her front yard and tried to kill her.
Oh
So
wow.
she left. She got out of town. So anybody that came to her house needed to be vetted, make sure that they were who they said they were going to be, so it's basically one of those things where, her life is at stake. So you don't just invite people over. But when she did, Susie would look them up by their name through her finders and on Facebook, and I would help her go through everything. And we scroll down Facebook pages. You can find an awful lot about people in Facebook. And we would find worship, Satan worshiping figures, or, other stuff like that. We're like, nope, nope, nope. So she told her after the last one, please do not invite any more witches out to this house. Well, I didn't know she was. Yep. And then this one comes along, and all it took was for us to look her up on YouTube and X, and we found it. And she was angry. She went in and told her, I told you, you disrespected me by inviting this woman here. So the next day she says, well, I'm leaving. After living with her for 6.5 years, she just abort mission. She took off.
Because you
We
figured
found
her
out.
out.
Huh?
You figured her out, so she couldn't be there no more.
Yep.
I used to there's like military intelligence like CID and stuff like that. I remember I had a when I lived in the billets, there was this guy that moved in with me. He was a married guy as a geographical bachelor. He was from well, he said he was from what do you call it? Not Puerto Rico, uh, but the other one that's right by Puerto Rico. I'm trying to remember the name of the. the island. It's an island, uh, but they're Puerto Ricans, but they're not actually Puerto Ricans. They're called something else. Well, this guy, I think Dominican Republic. I think that's what it was. For the Dominican Republic, and he was my roommate, and he was always asking me questions, and I was just ignoring him because I had him working in up there in the S1 and S2 at the battalion. So then one day, we went out to a bar called Longhorn Saloon over there by West Fort Hood, and he was sitting in front of me. We're drinking a beer, and he told me they started asking me questions about certain individuals in my family, and I was like, "Man, how do you know? Why are you telling me all these names of my family members?" And he started asking me all kinds of questions, and then he was, I guess, drunk, and he said he was a captain in the United States Army, and I told him I didn't believe him. Then he pulled out his ID and he put it on the thing saying his ID. But you see, uh, I thought he was messing with me. That he since he's working with CID, where they give you your either
Yeah.
he had connections to probably get a picture to put a rank of captain on it, right? And I told him, you done messed up. I said, you done blew up your identity. So now I'm gonna have to deal with you for lying to me all this time you've been my roommate. By the time I left the bar to go to my room, all his stuff was gone out of my room. Everything. He was like he cleared the room out. Like I guess they
Abort
have
mission.
they forced the whole room was empty. His
Wow.
side. His all his clothes, his belongings, his TV, everything was gone out of the room because he blew his cover.
Do
But yeah,
you
I believe they do exist.
do you know who General B.B. Bell is?
Yes, I've heard his name.
It's my uncle.
Ah,
Yeah. So I kind of grew up around military. I've married military. Everywhere I've lived has been next to a military base. So I kind of cannot wait to move out to East Texas.
yeah,
I've got to break that trend. Yeah.
yeah. I've run into I was running into people from the military. Well, yesterday on Veterans Day, I was eating with a gentleman. He was very knowledgeable. He gave me a little thing that's like a Bible, and it's all I do. I have to scan it, and it'll upload on my phone. But I don't know if I want to do that. He gave me this little card right here.
Oh, wow. So now instead of handing you guys the small Bibles that they used to have, now they want you to scan your phone.
Scan your phone is a free app. It's called Gideon Bible app. You scan that, and it uploads the Bible in your book in your phone.
All I can say is be very careful.
And then yeah, he gave me another card too, but said he was in the military for 35 years. Like retired, and then he was working for the government himself. He's from Vietnam, time frame. But yeah, he gave me that.
I
Uh,
don't. I've been through so much in my life where the government is concerned that I don't trust. I don't. I was 5 years old and I was uh, sexually molested and almost killed by George H.W. Bush. So
by who?
George H.W. Bush, Papa Bush,
By Papa Bush?
and I was 5, and he almost killed me. But so I don't have. I grew up not having a whole lot of trust in our government. Surprisingly, married military people, but I thought I'd be safer. Who knew?
So how did you know him?
Who?
Bush.
George Bush.
I was with my uncle, and he had to go to the White House for something to go see Nixon, and Bush was there, and he took me on a tour around the White House. and one door led to another door, led to a little staircase that went down underneath the White House.
So they have hidden chambers underneath the White House.
There, the Capitol, everything.
So they're kind of affiliated through masonry. That's what they are, Masons.
Absolutely.
Same thing that they have those underground tunnels uh, for P Diddy and them because they're affiliated through child trafficking.
Yep. They've got them under Fort Hood. That's where they used to make their snuff films.
In Fort
Wow.
Hood,
Yep. I
we're
know.
in Fort Hood
Um,
underneath the Supreme Court.
out, yeah, underneath the main, but out. They had some underneath the main. They have one underneath West Fort Hood, and then North Fort Hood, the big where they have all their training facilities and people come in from other places to be trained, and they've really got them out there. A lot of them. So yeah,
Like they got underground tunnels, caves.
underground tunnels that go God only knows where else. I
There's also
mean,
the tunnels at the I think the Taco ones. There's tunnels everywhere here in the Tonka ones, the natives that used to live in the land. I think that's what I capture a lot is those they're in the lycanthrope form. But yesterday I was showing one here. I don't know if you seen the short reel where I'm on the other side of Elms Grove and it's right there in the woods. Did you ever see that video?
yeah, I was watching the ones you were showing, and the one with the Bigfoot that looked white, and
Yeah,
there was something really strange either on that thing's back or behind it. It was really weird looking. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
yeah. I'm more sure with your capabilities, because you're a medium. Because there was a medium that went over there one time. Her husband was a crypto researcher, but when she went there, she couldn't go into the park. She got scared and ran into her vehicle because she said that they needed to leave. She said there was something bad there,
I sure would
and
like to know what it was that would chase off a medium, because usually mediums will stand like I've gone to. I've been bitten in my back, in between my shoulder blades, and I've been scratched. But I'll
yeah,
go into cemeteries, mausoleums, um, houses. Uh, Not obviously, since now I'm in a wheelchair, I don't go to houses, but I don't provoke anything. But at the
well, you know
same
what? I
time,
think she might. I would rephrase that. She was a clairvoyant,
oh
almost the same thing. Almost, I don't know,
yeah,
but she got scared. She said she couldn't be there.
yeah, because I usually will at least stand my ground and make it understand that, you know, there's not going to be no harm. So whatever it was, because I've had that before. I think I've only run across something demonic 3 times in the whole existence of my life of doing this. One of them was the one that bit me at the cemetery at night. Another one was at a cemetery in Waco. It was off of some road, and I came across it by accident. And it was a very old cemetery. The gates were busted, everything, and all the stones were real old. And I thought, oh, I've got to come in here. So I went walking through there, and everything was really peaceful in there, except for one corner. And the corner had like this darkness over it. And there was a crow on top of one of the stones that was squawking. And I thought, okay, time for me to go. I'm not going any further. I'm not going anywhere near that. I'm leaving. So, but I didn't get scared. I just felt that that was not a place for me at all.
Did you ever go to Maxdale Bridge.
Yes. Yes.
Less activity there.
Yes.
Before I even knew about Maxdale Bridge, I was a sergeant. We were because there's a old cemetery where there used to be. There's a section where we do our land nav course. Near Maxdale Bridge. There's like an old cemetery, like where the statues are like real old, and it's got like a little fence around it, but it's an old section. But back in there is where the soldiers go do their land nav course. Well, our detail was to clean up all week. So we have been cleaning up all week there, and leaving at a certain time. This time it was a Friday, and the supply sergeant that was supposed to pick us up was kind of late, running late. So we're out there waiting for him, and I said, "Okay, it's time. Let's get out of here." He honked, and he showed up. So I tell everybody to go back in the back of the deuce and a half. So as I'm walking, the sun is already setting. It's like 5:30, 5:30, 5:45. We hadn't stayed that long there in that area because all the times we were leaving like at 4:30. So this is like he was running late, so it's like 5:45, almost 6 o'clock. And as I'm walking, I feel something. Uh, so I look to the left of the woods because my hairs are standing up. And when I looked, I seen this old lady walking towards me with a little thing on her head, like what
The
do you call it?
bonnet.
Like
Like
a
a bonnet.
bonnet. And she's got a smile looking at me. Then I look to the left, and there's like 3 or 4 other people walking there beside me. So I said, okay, this is kind of weird. And I said, I hadn't seen these people here before. So as I'm walking towards the deuce, I feel something else to my right. And when I look to the right, like this, turn around, behind me, there's like 6 people walking, and the way they're dressed in the time of, man, like in the 1900s, early 1900s, or possibly 1800s, the way their pants are, their boots are, their suspenders,
Yes.
the hats. So there's like 12 of them walking beside me. So that's when I hurry up. I didn't get scared. I said, okay. So I got out of there fast, and jump in the vehicle. And I told the supply, let's get the hell out of here. And we took off. But they were coming towards the Dusenev where the soldiers were. But I was able to see them. It was a lot of them. Uh, that's the experience I had there. Is the location is where they were at. There's a old cemetery, little old cemetery from a long time ago. Like the cement uh, things or look like a dark cement color because they're old.
Yes.
I don't know if you know that section. All I know is I know where it's at, but I don't know if I want to go be there at 5:45 or 6 because I seen them. The way they looked, they looked they, like the spirits of people from back, in a different time frame.
Yeah.
A lot of activity there.
I'll tell you where I want to go, and I'm planning on doing this trip. I want to go to Gettysburg.
Gettysburg.
Yes.
I've heard of a lot of events in the Gettysburg,
Yes.
especially where they had the battles. A lot of moanings, a lot of operations
Well,
of
they have what they
soldiers.
call repetitive spirits. Like they won't even acknowledge you're there. People have said that they're soldiers, and all they do is the same thing every time anybody sees them. Is they're just walking and walking and walking, and it's kind of like I guess they probably passed away while that was happening, and they just don't even know that they're gone, and they're just reliving that same time over and over again. And so a friend of mine, he said, we need to go there. And I said, oh, yes, we do. He said, I want to take you. Would you be able to handle the trip? I said, well, I'd have to make precautions, and make sure I have everything that I need with me. and you'll have to rent a van I can drive into. But yeah, I think I can do that. I would love to go to Gettysburg. I want to go to the old cemetery out there. I just want to go on the field out there. I think that would be a very awesome place to go. Yeah.
Yeah, there's another location that I wanted to go, but I never been. Uh, it's on Fort Hood itself. There's I don't know, you ever drove through Fort Hood to go the back way to Gatesville. There used to be a road. Well, down that road, it's the road that goes past Clabber Creek. But before you get to Clabber Creek, there's a mountain range there. That's to the right, uh, and it's guarded by the MPs 24 hours.
Yes.
That nobody's allowed to go up that mountain range because they say there's a native Indian burial ground. What are they covering? Is it really true? There's a native Indian burial ground there. I don't know. The only thing I knew is that if we got caught going up there, that's an automatic Article 15. I don't know, but I know there's this location there, and there's activity on top of right across that mountain ridge. I used to go set up there when I used to work for the Talk. So there's activity up there. You know, I would see these dark shadow figures moving at nighttime. You know, where you can't see them with the night vision, but you're able to see their silhouettes. If you try to look with the night vision, they won't read no his signature because they're like in spirit form. You know, that I believe is dealing with all the same. But yeah, I believe there is a lot of activity there on Fort Hood, and I
There is.
mean, I know you remember since you were talking about, I don't know whatever happened with this Bush. It never did nothing to him. I mean,
No, how do you do that? I was 5 years old, and I went through 10 years of therapy over this, but how do you turn around and say that somebody that became president of the United States is a pedophile?
because I knew they had a sting operation called, I think, Hook and Tail or something like that,
Oh,
where
I
they,
wasn't the only one. There
yes.
was many, many.
So he's part of a cult.
Michael Aquino.
What?
Do you know who Michael Aquino is?
Michael Aquino. Never
Yes.
really heard his name.
He was a 4-star general that worked for the White House, also worked for the Pentagon, or not the Pentagon. Um, he used to work in Cheyenne Mountain. He's a Satanist. He opened up one of the first house sets with LaVey, Anton LaVey. Yes, yes, church is set. So, yeah, and he was big time military. I think he is actually, I mean, there may have been some dirty doings going on in the military for decades, but I think he's the one that actually brought Satanism into the military. Because there's a lot of it, and there's been a lot
There,
of.
I know they had a church over there that I know it was a Wiccan or Satanic church, or somebody they were saying that there was some kind of church that they would go do something in the woods or something like that. I'm not
There's
sure if
a
that's true.
there's a satanic church in Austin.
In Austin.
Yeah, I told Susie one day we need to go stake that place out and see exactly how many of our politicians go to that church. Because I'll call them out. No, I don't care. I've been contacted by the FBI. I've had the military knocking on my door. I don't care. Prove that I'm not saying the truth, and then you can arrest me. But if you can't prove that I'm,
So they
that
come
you're
and
right and
threaten
I'm
you.
wrong,
They
huh?
threaten you. the military?
Oh, they showed up like I'm stupid. There was 4 MPs. They showed up at the door, and they knocked on the door, and I went and I answered the door here in my wheelchair, and they kind of looked down at me and looked at each other, and I'm looking at him, and I said, "Can I help you?" Um, um, we're looking for so and so. He's a soldier and he's missing. I said, "Well, he's not here, and you don't have any of the civilian police with you, so you really shouldn't be out here off of Fort Hood knocking on doors."
So there was a soldier missing.
That's what they said.
AWOL.
That's what they said.
Yeah, it sounds sketchy to me.
But it was ironic. I was right in the middle of doing a show, and an hour into it, we were talking about military, and poof, here they come.
Oh,
And the FBI, yeah,
yeah. I remember
slammed the
when I
door
was
in
out
their
there
face.
searching and stuff, where I was dressing all in all my gear after the military, and I would go stake out there in the woods, camouflage and everything, where these dark SUVs. There was like 4 or 5 of them showed up, and there was I was in the woods when this happened. All I know is there was like 4 or 5 dark SUVs and some police and DPS and a black chopper flying around with a light with a, and you could hear them. They were calling my name. Like they were looking for me, but I was in the woods training. Looking for this thing that lured my son into the woods. Something literally lured my son into the woods, and that was dressed in, not just my son, but my friend's daughter. It got alerted into the woods when there were 4 and 5. By they said there was somebody, a man in black. So that's what I want to go look for to see who lured him into the woods and stuff like that. And I could never find nothing. So for a couple of months, that's all I was doing, trying to see if I could find this man in black. And I'll try to keep any kids that will go to that swing area near those woods. I try to keep them out of there because I didn't want nothing to happen to anybody, like
Right.
get kidnapped and stuff like that. But I never found out what that was about, whether they were looking for me or anything like that. But they showed up in numbers. It's kind of like they know, like
You
because they got satellites and all
should
kinds of
have
stuff.
asked them, was there a reason y'all was looking for me?
No, I was in the middle of the woods when I heard my name being called. And when I went to go near the wood line, because I was in the woods to where the park was, I could see all these vehicles everywhere, but I never went to say, "Hey, I'm right here." They
Well,
they all left.
I get myself into all kinds of trouble. I got put. Do you know that you get put on a list if you buy the Geneva Bible?
I did not know that.
Yeah, I bought mine. Took me almost 2 months to get it, and I thought to myself, "What are y'all rewriting it or something?" But it took me almost 2 months to get it because they had to run my name. Stupid stuff. You know what? If I want to buy a Bible, I'll buy a Bible. I bought the Ethiopian Bible, the Book of Enoch, and I bought the Geneva Bible. And that's the only one I had any problems with, and I couldn't figure out why. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and she said, "Did you get it through Amazon?" I said, "Yes." She said, "They put you on a list." I said, "A list of what?" And she said, "Anybody that buys a Geneva Bible, because they'll keep tabs on you now. I guess they don't want you spilling the truth." And I'm like, right? Well, they don't like that anyways. I got grounded on YouTube for a week once.
Wow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed YouTube's been acting funny with me, where I don't get that much viewers. They block me from being able to go live with my cousin on. You know how he's got the add a guest. Can't even do that. So
Really?
we started doing the restream. Yeah, I haven't been able to add him on YouTube for a very long time.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot be controlled.
Yeah, what did you do? What did you do?
I did it.
Because we talk about everything here in general, and but yeah, I know about Fort Hood and weird things that I've seen throughout the military. That I know that there's a lot of these people that are in power. They're evil people, pedophiles. That is part of the nature because of what they worship, which is what is it, Moloch, and what's the other one? There's another one. The one that kill is it? Which is the one that they is it Baal, or which is the one that they kill babies to as blood
Bob.
sacrifices?
They,
Baal, right?
they
That's what they're affiliated with, and of course there is that, and they're
all of them.
pedophiles.
Yeah,
That's
all
what
of
they
them.
do.
Um, I will tell you that I know, well, okay, I was an identical twin. And that day when I was 5 and we went to the White House, my sister didn't come back with us. She went there
What?
with us, but she never came back with us. And I was rushed right to the military hospital. Okay. When I woke up in the hospital, I asked for my sister. They told me that my sister died of spinal meningitis. Well, I seen her up until I was 10 years old. She used to come in the room and she never aged. So I knew she was dead. I knew she passed. So it wasn't up until my father, who actually raised me, told me what happened. He said, "You were too young to really understand. So now you're old enough to understand, and this is what's going on." So I know that my sister was probably involved in some kind of ritual, but I know that she's not alive. Because, like I said, I seen her just like I seen grown people that my mother used to tell me, stop talking to the wall. Well, I'm not talking to the wall. There's somebody here. And I seen her in that same way.
Wow.
So I had kind of already knew, but I thought because I was told that she died from spinal meningitis. And that's the way I took it. She didn't look any different. She just didn't look like anything had happened to her. And in my eye, I just thought that's what it was. But most people that I see, they don't look like, they don't come to me all mangled, like they, missing half
Yeah,
of
yeah.
their head, and like they show you in movies. Yeah, that's not how I see people. So, but
You see
um,
the spirits.
yes, and in most of the time, I see the fog with the silhouette. Very rarely do I see a face. That's why that little girl that was in my hospital room those days, I seen her face. Cute little blonde girl, beautiful smile, and she never spoke, but all she did was smile. But most of the time, when I see, and I can distinguish the difference between a male and a female. Um, Sometimes they don't know they're dead, and they'll actually ask me, and I'm like, "Oh, you're in my room. You don't know me. You walked through the wall. My guess is yes. I bet you are."
Cousin Jesse had an encounter with a girl. Tell her about that encounter, cousin.
Yeah, when I was working in Mississippi, we were living in a house in the middle of a graveyard. It was two houses combined, so there was like 8 rooms. And in my room, there was a little white girl that would come out of the closet in a white nightgown, but her face was covered in blood. And she would just come out and say she just wanted to play. And then the doors would open and close to my room and closet. And there was no doorbell button, but you could always hear a doorbell ringing. So
Doorbell
yeah,
ringing out of your closet.
yeah. She would come out of the closet, and That's where she would come out of. So I started put a water barrier around my bed to keep her away from coming into my bed. And that she would just smile and tell me she wanted to play, but she was all covered in blood on this side of her face and
Oh
hair.
wow.
Yeah,
How old did she look?
she looked about 9 or 10, somewhere around there. She was little. But this happened every day. I'd come home from work at 7 in the morning, and she'd come out of the closet saying she wanted to play. So the doors would open and close, and I just turn around, and after working 12 hours, I'd just go to sleep and let her just have run or whatever.
I have a an old doll from Germany that a woman gave to me. She actually had it up for sale, and I called her, and she wanted way too much money for it. And she said, "Look, come and get this. Come and get it." I'm like, okay. Well, come to find out, my doll has got an attachment. Her name is Hannah, and she was 32 years old when she passed away.
Oh wow.
She plays like a kid because she was, I don't want to say mental. She wasn't fully developed in her brain, um, and she got attached to this doll because her grandma got it for her, and she won't leave it. She comes and goes to my house all the time. As a matter of fact, when my caregiver, I always make sure when Hannah's in the house, I let him know because if he doesn't put something on his feet, she loves to rub his feet, the top of his foot, and it creeps him out. So I have to tell him when she's here, make sure his feet are covered. My little dog that I have, he's finally used to her. My cat loves her. I always know my cat's getting pets. I'll look out the corner of my eye, see her raising her, and I know Hannah's here. So if she doesn't do any harm, she'll move things on occasions. I think more like a game, and then we gotta look all over the house for it. But she doesn't spook any of my animals anymore. The only one she drives crazy is my caregiver when she rubs his feet. So, but yeah, and sometime, and I try to tell her that she doesn't belong here, that she needs to move on, and she says that she has. So that's what made me figure out that spirits can come and go. They don't have to stay where they are when they leave us. Some of them are strong enough to come and go. Usually it's because they have something that either, you know, they didn't finish, people they want to watch over, um, something to that event, but they can come and go. I do not believe that once they pass on and they go through the light that they have to stay there. I think that where there is a will, there's a way. So I think that's pretty good for them. So yeah,
So you're able to see. You ever draw the things that you see, like the spirits that you encounter?
no, are you kidding? I can't. I can barely sign my name. It would look like the Blob from the 1950s black and white movies.
Yeah,
I always
Yeah,
say
it was weird because all this time I thought there was somebody standing over there behind you in the corner over there, but it's just the way everything
that
is in
would be
place.
my Bigfoot puppet on
Oh,
top
that's
of
what
a
it is.
post, and he's wearing my fedora.
On the left side over here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, man, that look like there's somebody standing over there in the corner.
I have and you know what's funny is one night I was live and everybody kept laughing because Bigfoot's foot was going up and down. And they were going, why is Bigfoot's foot moving? And I said, because Hannah is playing with it. And they'll
Ah,
see it. They'll see it move. She loves to play with that Bigfoot. But yeah, and he's got my hat on him. She doesn't like the hat. She'll knock it over when she's in the house. She knocks it off his head. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I have. Don't even ask me how I ended up with a Bigfoot puppet, but I did. So he lives here. He gets along really good with my two Furbies that when they both wake up, they drive everybody in the house nuts because they won't shut
Oh,
up. But yeah, I don't ever draw anything that I see. I usually keep a good mental. Now I have encountered some really, really dark black entities. I cannot say what they are, um, but I know they're wrong. I know they're bad, and I grab smudging and start that book to burn that stuff right away, and I go to town.
like dark shadow figures. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that I encountered in Elms Grove. They're pretty tall. Freaking. There was one that I seen come out of the old airport, the old clean airport.
Yeah.
I was my vehicle had broken and I took the hop and stopped on the highway, so I cut through the golf course and went down the by the golf course and the airport. So I'm walking, walk around all the way around because I'm trying to hit that other road. Those that uh the highway that goes to Harker Heights. So as I'm passing down the road by the airport, there's like a little building. And I'm walking, I hear the door get kicked open, the door swings open, and I see this. I mean, I literally seen him. It didn't look like a dark shadow. I seen this tall figure, 7 foot, 7 foot, pretty tall. He's wearing he's all in black, and he's wearing that thing. What do you call it? Like a crow thing coming out of his. The one they used to use for when people were sick, that the plague was going on. What do you call those, cousin?
Oh,
Like the beak.
yeah. They're for the breathing.
Yeah, but
The
they would
face
put
me.
incense. Well, he walked right in front of me, and he went into the woods. And when he went into the woods, he just disappeared. But he passed right in front of me, and he was real tall, And it's like I went to where he went into in the woods, which was towards the golf course, and there was nobody there. But I
Wow.
seen him literally kick the door open and walk right in front of me, and it was real. He was real tall. He had those that outfit like with the gloves, the black gloves,
Yes,
how they
the
the
plague
plague.
doctor.
Yeah, the
Wow.
plague doctors.
Plague doctors.
Yeah, and he was real tall. I mean, he had the ability. He had energy if he was able to kick the door open. And I was like, man, what would somebody? Sometimes when you run into things like that, you're like, oh, somebody's trying to play a prank on me. And like, yeah, who knows that you're getting off the bus and walking down this road? So I would run into those things in which I would see it happen, and I say, it's probably just my imagination, even though I'm seeing it. But I got to know that it's not my imagination. I just have those ability to see what other people cannot see. And they know who I am, so they surface up because through spiritual law, they have to identify themselves to us uh, because we can see them. So, like the dark shadow figures, so there were some that were brown shadow figures, also brown figures. They come out of the woods at nighttime there in Elms Grove, where uh, they come out of the woods and they're by the swing sets. They're very tall. There's like 12 of them. They're moving around. So I open my sliding door and I walk through the park and I'm seeing them running around. And I'll be like, hey, what are y'all doing? So when I start walking that way, it's because I thought it was kids at first playing tag or hide and go seek at 1:32 in the morning. I'm like, why is there so many kids out here? So every time I got close to them, they're running to the woods. So I walk all the way back to the mobile home park, my mobile home. Get in there. And I was like, they probably already went home. I go look, and there they are again, running around. So by the time I walked to the park, they would run back into the woods. Then I found out it wasn't kids, that it was this. tall shadow figures. One time they called the Killeen Police Department. There was like 4 squad cars. They had the those power lights they have, the lights, and they were chasing it in the mobile home park. You
Wow.
know, they said that there was a peeping tom. That's what they said. There's a peeping tom, which we're chasing a peeping tom.
Yeah, there's
Mobile
peeping
homes are
tom.
pretty tall. So whatever it was, that peeping tom had to be like 14 foot, 15 foot high to get to the. Because this woman's restroom didn't have a regular window. The restroom window was up on top of the mobile home. She said she sees somebody looking at her from up on top. So
Peeping
there's this
foot.
dark shadow figure. They're hitting it with the light, and you could only see a shadow inside the light, but not a body. And they're following it around. They can't, it's moving too fast. Then I go to the entrance because I had already had my encounters there, and there's 2 cops guarding the main entrance, and he comes running out of the woods, passes right in front of him, real tall, and they look at each other and they say, "Did you see that?" And yeah. I said, "I don't think it's a good idea to tell the chief about this because if we do, we're gonna get fired. So that so we're just gonna keep it to ourselves, not even write a report about this." But there was activity there in Elms
Yeah,
Grove, pretty hot and heavy.
and I noticed that some of your viewers are very wise to some of the stuff that goes on.
Oh yeah,
That's always good to know. But it's not only Planned Parenthood, CPS is just as bad. So,
yeah. I would hear stories of Colleen where I met an old man that he said he could have bought Colleen when him and his brother could have bought Colleen. So he instead of buying Colleen, they bought some land over there towards Florence area. But he had moved into the mobile home. Him and his brother had moved in there. They were living together. But then his brother died, and he stayed, by himself. I remember him walking around exercising. He was walking, and I just seen him fall to the ground, and I already knew. I knew that something attacked him because his body just fell to the ground. So I went over there and I helped him up, and I said, "You okay, sir? Are you okay, sir?" And he said, "Yes, yes." He didn't even know what happened to him. But there's these things that move very rapidly, very fast. Some people call them that they're a blur because you see them through the parallel vision, but that's because they're in spirit form, so they move very rapidly. But he had gotten his energy drained, so I helped him go to his home. I guess he got a hold of his son, and his son came and picked him up, and he moved out of the park, and he moved in with his son.
can't say that. When you're battling with stuff that you cannot see that is out there to actually harm you, it's probably best to get away.
Did you see that video, sister, where the thing is moving so fast that it looks like a blur?
That was a good video.
The the last one that you showed last night,
Oh, you seen it where I stopped it and you can see the face and everything where it's moving. You
right?
see how
Yeah,
fast it was moving? I don't know if you've seen that one or not,
that
where
was pretty wicked.
and it's moving like at a high rate of speed that you can't see it, but it's there. Yeah, that's what they always did to me. That's why I told my cousin Jesse that I feel like doing exercises, but it's like every time I go out there, they try to ambush me. I don't even have to go to the woods. I can be walking down the road and they see me, they try to target me, try to jump on me that I'm doing my exercise. It feels like I'm carrying like a lot of weight on me because they try to jump on me and stuff, or they'll pass in front of me, pass beside me.
Well,
It's crazy, crazy
whatever
activity.
you do, um, they whatever you do, don't ever let your guard down.
Yes.
You know, maybe have you tried praying when you go outside?
Yeah. I pray all the time. Then
Well,
I
they're
carry
trying
protection
to get
around
to
me,
you.
selenite, black tourmaline. Of course, I pray. If I see something getting really out of hand, I'll type bind and rebuke it in Jesus Christ's name if I have to. But yeah, it's there was one time that I was walking at nighttime, and I'm fixing to hit the main road where I live, and I stop. When I stop, I just see a blur, and I hear boom, boom, boom. I said, "What was that? It was going so fast." It was what happened was an old lady in her car was coming from the VA because her husband was in the hospital, and she thought she was in the on the what do you call it, on the access road, but she wasn't on the access road. That where she went flying, she hit a curb and she flew and went to a ditch.
Oh
You know,
man.
so I went over there. She blew out all four of her tires. She had floor fat tires, and I went over there, stayed with the lady to see if she was okay. Then when my wife showed up, we're telling her what happened, and she looked at me. She said, you gotta be careful when you're walking out here at nighttime. You might never know who you might run into. I could have picked you up with my car." That's what she told me. So makes me wonder if it was really an accident or a spiritual hit. But if she would have hit me, yeah, I think I wouldn't be here right now. To
Right.
me, it might have been an accident because she was. I mean, I don't know, but I was walking and I stopped, and that's when it happened. I just see a blur here, like when the tires blow up, but it moves. It had to be going like 65. She flew like say like 50 feet into the ditch.
Wow. Yeah. Strange things, I'll tell you. And they go on everywhere, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, especially now. Over the last 7 to 10 years, things are just trying to come out, you know? They're not getting very good at hiding from us at all.
no, they're actually showing themselves. They're
Yeah.
not hiding anymore. That's the thing. They're actually
Well, well, we'll be
showing them.
okay until the reptilians come up from underneath. If the reptilians come out, we're in trouble.
The reptilians.
Yes, because they eat us. I think that's where most of the missing children go, to them.
I believe so, but I don't think it's reptilians. I seen something that went into the sewer system in Killeen.
Ooh,
Very, very big, very tall. And I found a shoe of a little girl by the sewer. It was one of those on top of the like a mound that's got the plates,
yes.
and it's got stairs that goes underground. And I found a shoe, little black shoe of a little girl by it. What do you
Mm-mm.
think about the reptilians, cousin?
Yeah, I believe that the treaty that they signed with the government is over. So as soon as they start coming out, that's it, man. We're gonna have a full scale war, and
They're
I don't think
they're
I
already
don't
doing
think
it. They're already walking around with us, Jesse. I
I
have
don't,
this very unique gift, and I figured it out when I was little. My dad had to go do some work over. He used to work for Area 51, and one he had me with him, and they said they didn't care, just come. She's young anyways. So we went over there, and I got to sit on this plane with blackout windows. We landed and went in this hangar, and we went through a door that went to another door that went to an elevator, and we were going down. Boop, 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 boop. I was 7. So we went into this room. He had to go talk to somebody, and in from this room across, I could see another room with a door opening, and there was soldiers there with weapons in their hands. And I looked, and there they were. There was a reptilian there working on something. I smelled it. Worst smell in the world. It's kind of like smelling death. You never forget what that smells like. So every now and then when I'm in the store and they're in human form, if somebody goes by me and they know because they're telepathic, and I know they are, when they go
They're
by
pretty
me,
tall, ain't they?
huh?
They're pretty tall.
Yeah, yeah, they're tall. But if they go by me and I smell them, I'll automatically look. And before I could even get my head turned, they're looking at me. And wherever I'm at in that store, they pop up. And I'm like, what are you waiting for me to yell? Ooh, snake. You know? I mean, I'm not going to act like that in the grocery store. Somebody take me and stick me in a loony bin. But I can smell them, even when they're in human form. And it's funny because when I was a kid, I was never afraid. I asked my I asked my dad when we were leaving, I said, why does that smell so bad? And he kind of laughed at me and he said, because they live underground. I said, they don't have baths underground. And that was the only thing I was worried about at 7 years old. Why does that thing smell so bad? And why doesn't somebody give it a bath? So it wasn't scary to me, but they were under control. So the ones in the stores that are around us, you can tell they buy an awful lot of red meat, an awful lot of it. No
Yep.
vegetables.
What happened to all the missing campers and all the missing children? They wind
Oh,
up as
we have
buffet.
800. There's Jesse. There's 800,000 kids that go missing in America alone every year.
It's a lot of kids.
Yeah, where do people think these kids are going? Off on their own to go find a job, get a two-story?
You seen how tall? I don't know if y'all seen, but have y'all seen how tall the Trump's son is?
Oh, Baron, he is six. I think he's 6'2" or 6'4" now.
The youngest son.
Yes, Baron. It's my buddy. He sends me stuff. He sends me flags. He sent me teddy bear. He sends me
He's very tall.
all kinds of stuff. Yep.
I thought he was taller than that. I think.
Well, last I knew he was 6'4", but
Some say he's 6'9".
he may have
Yeah, he's
grown.
tall.
And he is the nicest, sweetest, smartest kid I have ever met in my life. He is such, and if you're anywhere around him, all you get is just good vibrations. He's good. He is good. Oh, he's 6'9" now.
Yeah, he's 6. He's. Well, that's what I said. Did you see how tall he was? It was way taller than everybody up there.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't seen him
Cousin,
for a little bit. I talked to him, but I haven't seen him for a little bit. So
cousin, I'm gonna have to call it, man. And my tablet's
All right,
about to
cousin.
die.
All right, cousin.
Good night to
Thank
you
you.
all.
good night,
And
Jesse.
may God protect you while you're asleep and bless you with blessings in the morning.
Have a good
Thank you, cousin.
night.
Good night.
Bye bye.
But yeah, he is. He's a pretty tall kid and very very nice. I really would like, and he watches his dad. Everything he does with the presidency, everything he does business wise, he watches him and learns. And a computer genius.
They say he's very smart.
Very. So yeah.
Yeah, there's I guess that gift has always been with me to be able to see things of the spirit. When I spent time with that medicine woman in Mexico when I was 3 years old, and she was healing people that were being targeted through witchcraft and necromancy, and I was like, I had to be there with her because she had healed my brother. My brother was 2 years older than me, so that was a deal that if she healed him, that I would have to stay with her for I don't know how long I was there, but I did remember being with her. But yeah, I seen her heal people spiritually uh, through herbs and through prayer. Uh, at the same time, I seen the other side of it, the things that were attaching themselves to the people, the shadow figures. I call the deity into somebody demonic Nephilim. People can call them demons or whatever, where they would leave the people's body. She had like her floor was made out of dirt, and there was a fire in that room, and with the fire, you could see the shadow spirits just by the wall. But because they were shadows, they were, and she would tell me, "Are they gone?" Or she would ask me in Spanish, "How many are they?" I would show them the fingers, whether it's three, two, or one, and I would point when they were leave the hut. Or she would tell me in Spanish, "Ya se fueron." I'll go, which would mean, "Did they good leave?" And I'll go like, "Yes." But yeah, I've been open up ever since then. My life was never the same. When I came back to the States, I seen this guy that was butt naked by his front door, and I could see this demons, I guess you could say, or going in and out of his body, just going in. He had a lot of them. Like I believe he was possessed, and he was standing by the doorway that way. He was being demonized, but he wasn't all there. But I could see what was making him that way. You know, I wish I could type. If I could have the wisdom and knowledge I don't know now, I would have tied bind and rebuked the demons out of him at that point in time. But yeah, there's a lot of that witchcraft and necromancy. Uh, and I'm sorry what happened to you uh, with the Bush George. Was it George H?
Yep, the daddy.
There
Yep,
was out there. There was a lot of dead. Uh, found a site where there was dead women and dead children. That said that Saddam Hussein's Republican Guard had killed them out there in combat in Operation Desert Storm. Yeah, that's not a good thing, And that's why the borders are open. Imagine all the children they're smuggled all this time. Well, these people have been in power, 4 years, open
there's
borders. There's been many innocent children, people
yeah,
that
there was a whole busload. Um, I heard that they had picked up and they went missing.
yeah, that's what they were doing. The blood rituals, blood sacrifices. That's what they use them for.
Yep,
And the pedal rings, that the government knows about it. They act like they don't know about it. They know exactly what the hell's going on.
they know exactly about it because they're involved in it.
Yeah, that's okay. The Heavenly Father is going to drop the hammer on them pretty soon.
That's right.
There's no place that they're going to be able to hide.
That's
Why do you
correct.
think the reptilians went into hiding?
Yep.
Or what people want to call the reptilians? I just say they're demons. Uh,
Oh, they are.
that's what they went into hiding. They're afraid of the Heavenly Father, Jesus Christ. Why
Yep.
do you think they got all those underground tunnels and bunkers where they said that if the Heavenly Father uses Mother Nature itself to destroy the wicked, there's no places to go to that they're going to hide.
I think that they built those bunkers because the truth is going to come out and they're afraid of us, the people. They're afraid we're going to go after them. But they can hide in a bunker all they want because there are no walls that holds Jesus out.
Yeah, they can't hide.
That's right. So they'll get theirs in the end,
Yep.
and they need to. They've done too much damage to us, to this country for decades, and innocent people, you know. Yes, for the adrenochrome, absolutely. So it has been a long time coming. Yeah. They've been doing this for decades, and they need to not get.
As far as I can remember, because I'm originally from South Texas, which is right there by the border, Rio Grande Valley. So I remember seeing these children and illegals crossing, but I knew where there was children disappearing. Even then, this has been
Yeah.
happening for a long time. But they really went crazy this time around, leaving the border walls open. And if people can't see the evil that they were doing, they must be blinded, or they just don't want to know because they're part of that evil. But yeah, I believe all these people need to be brought to justice,
Yep.
and and just drop the hammer on every single one of them. But the government is, even though the court systems are corrupt.
Right.
So good luck with that one. So the only thing we can do it is leave it upon the Heavenly Father to take care of business.
Yep. That's right. I mean, these people don't have to really answer to us because they just do what they want anyways. But that's who they have to answer to. They have to answer to the Heavenly Father. He is the one that is the ultimate judgment. And that's just the way it works. They won't get away with that. That will be their end because these people they've been so untouchable for so long that they just keep going like it's no big deal. They don't care. Every time somebody asks me, well, what about this with the guy? Don't talk to me about the government. They hate us. They hate this country. They don't even like us. They want this to be a third world country.
Yeah, so they can do their evil works, the evil things
Yes.
that they do.
Land
But
grab. They can mine all they want. Take whatever property they want. That's all they do. It's them. And these people have so much money that I think they get bored and they just decide that they're going to spend it on, oh, let's pay these people to cause a riot. Let's pay these people to go do this. Oh, let's go over here and dig up some more of this. Oh, there's people that live there. We'll get rid of them. Everything is about them, money, money, money. And it's sickening. Yep.
yeah, I will share a story with you about, since we're talking about witchcraft earlier. Uh, when I was in the military, I lost my mom when I was young. Joined the military, and my dad, I got in together with some women, and I had come back from, I think, from training. I was in California, so we was training in NTC, and I gave him a couple of pictures, or a picture of me on the tank with my halo thing on, and I gave it to him. So I didn't think nothing about it. This is like maybe 15 years after I gave him this picture. Uh, I was asleep in a dream that I was having. I seen this woman where she cut the head off a chicken, and I could only see blood spilling everywhere, where she's going like this. Then when I looked, I could see like a flame or a fire, possibly maybe a candle, but I could see her face. She was smiling. So that's telling me that this woman was, spiritually, the Heavenly Father was showing me that she was doing harm to me. So I got up and I started praying and rebuking it in Jesus Christ's name, but I prayed against it. Outside my home, I could hear something chanting, two things chanting. So I tied bound and rebuked them, and I told them that there wasn't welcome there to leave. So I called my sister and I told her what happened, and she told me, "Oh, just probably the dream. It's probably nothing." So okay, sis. Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Uh, in the morning, I get a phone call like around 6 in the morning, and it's my aunt. She works in one of the hospitals in the Rio Grande Valley in the emergency room. And the first thing she says is, "Hey, I got some news for you." And I said, "I already know." And she's like, "What do you know?" And I said the lady's name. Says either she's seriously sick or she's not here anymore. She's dead. And my aunt freaked out. And she's like, "How do you know this? There's no way you should know this. I'm the one that works at the hospital. You don't even know this? The spirit, when the Heavenly Father shows you your enemy, when they're trying to do something to you." Oh yeah, she passed away from a brain aneurysm. I prayed against what she was doing, trying to do to me. And to this day, my aunt remembers that day that I told her that I knew who it was, and I told her the name, and she passed away from a brain aneurysm. She was wishing death upon me, and I was having a lot of health issues at that time. That I found out that was one of the sources where that was coming from. So I had to fight her spiritually. I fought against her, and thank God I'm still here. But I've had complete strangers come up to me saying that they know me, they don't know who I am, they know who my grandmother is, and things like that. But that's part of the spiritual thing. I run into people that are good people, and then I run into some people that they're aligned with the negative side of the balance. They know who I am, but spiritually, that's we know. But yeah, that normally happens to me, like all the time, I would say. But I'm used to it. I'm used to going through things like that. Like that one time I was in the hop and I was going to Killeen. It was we're stopping in Nolanville. There was this old lady there, and she kept on talking to herself. And then she got up when we stopped on the side of the highway there in Nolanville, and she said, "It's my birthday today." And everybody's telling her happy birthday. I told her, "Happy birthday, ma'am. May God bless you with many more." She stops and looking at me with her mouth open, and she went like this. And then she said, "You just ruined my birthday." And she got off the bus and she was saying something and doing like this with her fingers, like trying to place a curse on me or something. And she got dropped there in Nolanville. It's like, I don't know if she understands that I don't accept negativities. She can do whatever you want to do, but you know, I'm running into things like this all the time. I wish I had one of those cameras so people could see
Oh
what I
yeah.
run into.
They've got those little ones that go in your shirt buttons and hang on your collar, and I've thought about that myself. I've almost been
I
run
need to
over
put
in
one on my
Walmart,
back.
so yeah.
I need to put one on my back and one somewhere in the
Yep.
front. Where there was one time I went to go eat breakfast at a taqueria here in Temple.
God, I love
I sit down.
taqueria.
There's nobody sitting in front of me, right? So I'm waiting for my food. I get my food, and when I'm fixing to eat, I look up. There's somebody sitting at the table in front of me. They're looking at me. It's an African woman. She's just sitting there like this. Then as I'm getting down to eat, and I take a bite of the food, I look up. She's looking at me, and her eyes are rolled back white. I was like, "Oh man, here we go." That a person that's being controlled by a demon and is showing is identifying itself to me, but it wants to see what I'm going to do. So I'm looking at it. I finish my food. I get up and I said, "It's probably challenging me, but it might see a spiritual opening that I might have." So I go there to the lady up there and I said, "I'm going to use love." In my mind, I said, "I'm going to use love." I said, "Tell her she can have anything on the menu." So the lady goes, "Ma'am, he said that you can have anything on the menu, that you don't have to worry about it. He'll pay for it." Then you hear her growl,
Ooh,
growled at her,
ooh.
and she just stayed looking in the direction she was looking, but growled. And I said, "Okay, ma'am, I guess the waitress, like, I guess you don't want nothing." The only thing she had in front of her was a Coke can. So I just walked away. I try to do her good by blessing her with the food because it's a sign of love, right? She
Right.
didn't like that. She growled, you know. The that's how you overcome evil with the Love Foundation, Heavenly Love Foundation.
There you go.
Um,
That's
yeah,
right.
so a lot of them, I might say, God bless you, I love you, have a blessed day. If somebody has a
But they
negative
really,
attachment, he flees. Or if I have to,
yeah,
I'll say I type on the rebuke in Jesus Christ's name. I take authority over you. Leave this individual alone. When they leave the individual alone, the individual half of the time don't even know what happened. They don't. So that's when I talk to them and I try to find out what they're going through, what they've been through, and just start explaining to them. And I find out, some of these people, the spiritual opening they have is uh, addiction, drug addiction. Uh, some of them, I met a gentleman in Killeen where I'm walking to turn in some, spiritual possession, brother exuberance. I'm going to turn in some paperwork because I'm filing to get help, government help for my son. I was struggling when I came out of the military.
right.
So my son was like 1 or 2 years old, 3 years old, somewhere around there. As I'm walking, there's this young guy sitting on the park bench, barefooted, 30 feet, and he asked me a question. He asked me, "How can God feed all these birds, but He can't feed me?" So I said, "I'll be right back." I went inside, did what I had to do, came outside, and I said, "What was the question again?" He said, "How come God can feed them all these birds, but He can't feed me?" And I said, "Come with me, get in the vehicle." I got him in the vehicle. I went to Jack in the Box and told him, "Get whatever you want." He ate like 3 meals. He was hungry. Give him 3 meals. So I went back to the spot where I picked him up, and then I told him, I said, "Look, you asked me a question, and now God has fed you." And then I asked him, "Why are you in this situation?" You know, because I could feel the presence of a negative attachment on him. So he tells me that the reason he was homeless for about 6 years. He's always 16. He's already 22. That his mom had got him with this guy, and one evening this guy hit him on the head, and he had a big old scar on the back of his head where the guy hit him. So I asked him, "Do you remember your mom's number?" And he said, "Yes." Uh, I said, "Would you like me to call her?" And she's like, "No, no, she don't love me. She don't love me." That I felt that it was the attachment that was keeping him away. Spiritually, that's what I could feel. So how about if I show you that she does love you? Maybe you're being misled by something else, And I was trying to use love, to so the unclean spirit couldn't come back to him.
Right.
So we spoke. He gave me the number. I dialed the number, and she answers the phone call, and I said, "Are you the mother of so and so?" And she started crying. She thought it was a police calling her that her son was dead. So she's crying on the phone. I said, "Oh, ma'am," and he's freaking out because he's crying and she's crying. You could hear I had him on speaker. So the guy's listening. I could see like a little teardrop coming out of his eye. And she says, "Tell him that I'm not with that man. Ever since that day that happened, I left him. So I haven't been with him. I left him that day." And I said, "Well, he's right here with me if you want to talk to him." So I gave her the phone, and she was telling him, that she loved him and all these things. And he was crying. She was crying. And I told her that I would stay with him there till she showed up. And I did. I stayed there for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. She showed up. She was in a white car, and she ran off the vehicle, gave him a hug, and I mean, she was like, she hadn't seen him for 6 years, so she was crying, crying. They were both crying, and they both got in the vehicle and they left. You know, sometimes evil wants to deceive people to make you think that somebody might not care about you, that somebody might not love you, because that's what it does. It likes chaos and division. It likes to divide people. That's when they attack. That's when they do those works. But these are the people that are run. There's some of the people that I ran into where that's what I do. I like helping out people spiritually. It's not just about talking about Bigfoot, about aliens, or anything. It's about the works.
Yep.
Um, when we cross paths in that nature, it's for a reason. You cross paths against somebody is because you're meant to cross paths with them. Just like I've crossed paths with a lot of people here. We're here to help out each other as brothers and sisters in Christ.
Right. Yep. I think that I don't believe in coincidences. And I believe that everything happens for a reason. And when you came over on my show that last show that you did with me, I always see your mascot, but let me show you mine.
Ah, there you.
This is Putin. He's like, you woke me up, woman. And his name is Putin because he is from Russia.
Ah,
He's a long-haired Chihuahua. And when I first got him, he didn't understand a word of English. But luckily,
oh wow.
my neighbor was military, and he spent a lot of time in Russia, so he learned Russian. So he would sit and just talk to him, and he was in seventh heaven. Like he could finally understand somebody. He does better now, though. You okay? Did I wake you up? Oh, I'm so sorry. He is the master of the house. Or I should
Yeah,
say the master of me.
Rebel done got his treats and he's asleep right now.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. He had meatballs for dinner tonight.
Ah,
So he's been sleeping hard, filled his little belly up.
well, that's good.
But yeah,
The
and that
Chihuahuas are they're pretty. They have good instincts. They can sense things. Well, I had one named Brownie, and in Elms Grove, man, he could sense what was around. Every time he barked, you could
yeah,
tell it was a person or a spirit. He had those, and we would go to the park, he would run circles around me because he was protecting me,
yeah,
like running circles, and like he knew that there was things out there. He was running super fast. You know,
yeah. I've got two dogs. I got him, and then I have a Yorkie, and then I have a cat. I've had her almost eight
Sis-
years now.
Sister Madeline said your dog had a better meal than I did.
My dog eats boiled chicken, boiled carrots. He gets like meatballs on special occasions. Um, that's the way he was raised. The woman that I got him from, she was a veterinarian in Russia, and she bred
Ah,
them. Yeah, so I asked her, because he was real skinny when I got him, because I got him from somebody else that had bought him on an impulse buy. And she decided she didn't want him after like 24 hours. So I picked him up. I got him off Craigslist. I went into Temple to go get him. I got him from Temple. And so I noticed he was real thin. He wouldn't eat anything. So I got a hold of the girl. I said, look, I need the breeder's number and I need it now. So I got a hold of the breeder, and nice woman. She has a house in Cove and one in California.
oh wow.
So I told her, what does he eat? What have you been feeding him? She said, boiled chicken, boiled carrots, um, small amounts of potato. Uh, she said, and she told me what food, because I also buy him. He does eat dry dog food, and his dry dog food has no grain in it, and it's made with chicken, pumpkin, and sweet potato.
Oh wow.
So he gets special dry food too. So yeah, he's pampered, spoiled, bad. Pampered, spoiled, bad. And when he wants to go to bed, and it's time for me to go to bed, because he sleeps right here on over my shoulder. And if he gets cold while he's sleeping up there, he'll walk down me and go around to my side, and I'll hear him digging the blankets. So I just pick the blanket up, and then he'll crawl underneath the blanket and sleep by my side. And he doesn't leave me. He goes everywhere with me. If I ever go to a place that he is not welcome, I don't go. He follows me all over the house. I don't. It's like having a kid all over again. I can't even go in the bathroom alone. You know? But yeah, he's attached to me like he's a part of me, and he has been since the day I got him. And I wasn't going to get him. I was looking on Craigslist for a male wiener dog for one of my neighbors, and I'm going through and I see him, and I looked and I kept going, and I went back and looked again, and then I started off, and I finally found somebody that had a wiener dog and took the number down. So I went and I looked again, and something told me, call this girl, call her now. So I called her, and I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. Privacy does not exist when you have a dog. But so I called her, and she's like, well, I paid a lot of money for him. She goes, I'd like to get what I paid for him because I've only had him for a few days. I said, what'd you pay for him? She said, $325. I said, well, I'll tell you what. I'm disabled. I don't live off of much. I don't have a whole lot of money, but I will give that dog a good home and good food, get him fixed, take care of him. I got $100 and that's what you'll get. And she said, come get him. I'll take it. Okay. And I went right away and picked him up, brought him home before she changed her mind.
Yeah, I like going there to what is it? The place in Killeen. So they got cheap shots and everything. Can't remember the name of it. It's right near the water bill department. That's where I take my dogs.
Oh, you're talking about oh shoot, Emancipate.
Emancipate. Yeah,
Yeah, I
they always do
couldn't.
a good job there.
Yeah, I got my cat and my Yorkie fixed at Emancipate, but this little guy right here, um, I took him in there for his visit, and they said we're not going to be able to fix him here. You have to take him to a regular vet, and I'm like, why? And he said he had one of his little testicles was stuck up in his abdomen, and it wasn't coming down. So the doctor said you're going to have to get that removed so that he won't end up getting like cancer or anything, from it. So I took him to the regular vet. Whew, $500. And the doctor said, and I noticed he still had one of his baby teeth that was growing up, and he had an adult tooth growing out. So I removed that for free. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
gee, thank you. Did it while he was sleeping. That was mighty kind of you.
Lee.
Yeah, $500
Just
to get
put-
him fixed.
They're expensive.
Yeah. Yep. But he's
Do you
been
give them
upset.
the shot that has like 3 or 4 things in it? I mean the pill, the tablet.
Yeah, for like the fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that helps them out a lot from
Yeah.
itching and stuff like that.
Well, this one here, he's so small that and he has so much hair. So he's trained both ways. In the summertime, He has like the kennel cage with the potty pads. He goes in there and we just wrap it up. In the wintertime now, it's cool enough for him to go out. I have a deck that was built for me in my backyard that's really big. And then there's another part of the yard that we filled in with pea gravel. We cleaned it all up. It's real nice back there. And put a big shed back there. Whoever moves into this apartment after I move out, they're going to end up charging them more just for the shed in the back. But so I take him in the wintertime. I let him go out there. He runs around. He plays out there. That's his deck. My other dog can't stand the backyard. He's scared of it, but he's scared of everything. And so that's his backyard. But when it's summertime, I can't have him out there 5 minutes and he's overheated. And I've had his hair trimmed down, thinned out. He's got a very good coat, is what the vet tells me. He's just got a very good coat. So in the summertime, he stays in the house where it's 69 degrees all year round, and he loves it. So, yeah. It's like, I can feel you, Mom. I don't like the heat. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here.
Alrighty. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Oh, thank you for letting me come. It was
A
fun.
lot of great talk.
Yeah. And I will message me if you're still not feeling good.
For Sunday? Yeah, for Sunday.
For Sunday.
Yes.
I've already got it scheduled. I just haven't sent the
Yeah, I think
shows
I'll be okay. It was just something that he got me yesterday when I was waiting for my stepson, and then we stayed out there in the heat, and I hadn't drank no water, so it kind of got me a little bit, but I'm doing better right now.
That's good. That's good. Yes, always stay hydrated. You got to do that before you even go outside and start sweating. I drink a lot of water anyways. I have these, and I must have 15 to 20 of these a day.
You got to stay hydrated.
Yep. Well, I will go, and I thank you. It's been fun. I will see you Sunday. Thank you, everybody in the chat. And you have a good night.
You too, Sister Brenda. Good night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, another good show, brother and sisters, members of Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I mean, I could leave you all out with a short reel lead out with a short reel for y'all, but I think it was an awesome show tonight. We're talking about all kinds of things, near-death experiences, and just all topics here tonight. The only thing I can say is, no matter what experience you're going through, never lose your heavenly love foundation, your faith, because that's what's gonna help you go through a lot of things. Is your faith, having a place in Jesus Christ first. That'll help you go through whatever you're going through. I don't even know where I left off here. So let me. Rebel was here earlier, Sister Madeline. But yeah, he decided to take a night off. He's like, you didn't give me enough treats for tonight, so you're you're all by yourself tonight. You didn't give me enough treats, so I'm out of here. I'm going to go. I'm going to go take me a nap. And that's where he went to. He went to go lay down. Okay. Okay. Here we go. I can look and try to find something to show y'all before we go. So we have something to remember. Maybe I can look into something here before we go. Let me see. A short reel? What do you want to see? We can do a short reel before we go. We've been going 3 hours strong. So let's go for a short reel. Let me go to one that Let me see. I can find you one. Well, before we go, I'm gonna do a short reel. One for the road. How they say it. Here you go. I think I can share this. This. Okay. One for the road. Well, here's this one, brother and sisters. Let me get to the beginning of it. Of course, that's me right here. But right up in here, we got some activity here in this area. The let me push play. Here we go. I'll let the real play. Well, before we go, some activity here in the background. They like to blend in very well, but see, I get the arrow where it's pointing where it's at. It should be a little close up of it. I'm thinking. We'll see where the video shows. It said they like to blend in very well into the environment. This is where I go to in the different location that I go to. But it's right here. It's pretty tall. But let me share a different one than this one. Okay. One more. I wanted to finish up with something different. Let me see. And after this one, we'll call it a night. Let me find you one. You see what this one's about, real quick. I think we've seen this one the other day. Yeah. See this one? Oh. I'm still looking, brother and sisters. Guess I'll share this one. We all got all the viewers here. We got 30. We lost some people. Let me check out the comments. I'll just share this one real quick with y'all. But good night to everybody that's been tuned in tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna show you this one where it's moving. You know how I talk about a magnetic interference? It's moving and it's causing a glitch. Watch. I'm gonna show it to y'all. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Check out this one, brothers and sisters. Let me start it from the beginning. Here we go. This one I wanted to leave out. It's glitching, but it's right here in the center. That's the face, and then it just disappears. And it's moving but it's moving at a very high rate of speed because I had to lower the speed of the video to be able to capture of what moved in front of me. But that's how fast it's moving. There it was right there. Let me go to the comments up here. It's right here. There's the face. There we go. Okay, there's another one that I mentioned. Okay, we can get to that one. Yeah, but that's one I wanted to share with you. It's right there, standing right in front of. That's one of them, and I guess I can show the one with the shadow. Before we go, let me read some of the comments. Swords. See if we can find it real quick. Wow, I have so many of them here that I'm trying to get to that one. That exuberance just shared the world where it's moving super fast. I think I'm gonna pass it up. To tell you the truth. Okay, here it is. Is this it? What was that? Wow, I can't find it, brothers and sisters. Uh, this is crazy, brothers and sisters, that I can't find this video. And I was just showing it yesterday. Wow. I don't know where it's at. Try it one more time so I can search for it. I think this is the video that I might have been watching. Oh, dang it. It's crazy, brothers and sisters, that I can't find that short reel uh, that I shared the other day, where it's moving at a high rate of speed right beside me. It'll show up in a moment. Is this it? Wow, it's like something doesn't want me to show it. Wow. I had it. I just seen it right now, and as I was gonna share the video, it sent me to a whole different playlist of videos. Is this it? Let me see. Yep. Sorry about that, folks. But I got it now. Let me share it with y'all. Those that are still in here. Here we go. This one is at a lowered speed, not the fast speed, but a lower speed. There's the video. I lowered the speed so we can see what's in the picture. So we're gonna go frame by frame. We're gonna see where it enters in the picture. So it's already moving there. Here's the mass. It's coming through. So I want to back it up a little bit. Just go forward. See right here, it's got like a mouth open. It's got like an eye here or something. But it's moving in disembodied form. Okay, forward a little bit more. There it is again. Just like a snout here, like an eye here, and an eye here, like it's looking. There's the body. It looks like something else down here. So it looks like probably like more than one because there's another one down here. You got this one and then this one here. So that's two. Let me see what else we can capture within the frame. So there's already something moving. So we got this one, and something else that's moving here. Which I see a face right here. So there's like three things. 1, 2, 3, possible something else there. Move a little bit forward. There you go. You see there's several now. They're in the picture. This dark shadow things all throughout the picture here. Now this one is manifesting more here. You can able to see it better. Whatever's here, and something else here. There's like several. So that's a pretty good picture right there. Wish I could take a screenshot with my phone. Yeah, that's a pretty good picture right there of it. There you go. You can see it even better there. There you go. At a lower speed, full speed. And saying that, brother and sisters, let me go back to y'all. I want to say thank y'all for tuning in tonight here on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. I am fixing to call it a night. Let me look at the comments. Somebody says that's the algorithm. Keep data on backup. Yeah, there was more than one, I think, there in that photo or that video. There's more than one, definitely more than one, brothers and sisters. That's when I go and investigate by myself. They surface up. They charge, pass right beside me. You know, that's what they do. Paige Acosta said, "Holy shit!" Oh man, thank you, brother Exuberance. Thank you, Ivy Ramirez. Thank you, Walking with Bear. Thank you for everybody that joined tonight here, Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Uh, God bless every one of your families. Till tomorrow, I'm fixing to get me some rest. Good night, everybody. Love, light, and blessings to every single one of y'all. Hope you'll enjoy the show. Until next time, this is Brother Abe Cias and Sarn Cias signing off from Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Everybody have a good evening.